Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Lessons for Life from Swami Jagatmananji's bestseller Learn to Live, Volume 1, Chapter 1, Hidden Truth. Infinite power is hidden within us. This is the sad story of a student who had a goal to pursue college education, but he fell in the company of bad people and failed to focus on his studies. He had the goal but failed to reach it, as he didn't pay attention to the means or the path leading to his goal. The lesson here is, in order to reach the goal, in order to achieve the target, we have to pay importance to the means, to the process. In this episode, Gundanna's college education, Swami Jagatmananji teaches all of us to pay importance to the means, to the process, in order to achieve success in Gundanna's college education. Gundanna came from a village where he had a schooling. For college education, he came to a city. He came from a family of modest means. His parents were not in a position to meet the cost of his college education, but persuaded by his own ardent desire and by the encouragement of his teachers, his father raised loans and decided to send him to college. But persuaded by his own ardent desire and by the encouragement of his teachers, his father raised loans and decided to send him to college, hoping that his future would be bright. When he was about to leave the place where he had been born and where he had spent his carefree childhood days, for the distant city, his mother, hugging him, said with tears in her eyes, "My son, you should study well. You know how your father is struggling to give you education. There are your sisters and brothers to be educated too. Remember, don't waste a single minute." He was moved by his mother's anxiety and just said, unable to speak anything more, "Yes." Just before leaving, he went to the temple of Anjaneya Swami, that is Hanumanji, and offered his prayers. It took him quite some time to adjust himself to the new atmosphere in the college and at the hostel. In a class with more than 100 students, he was reduced to an insignificant figure. He had nobody to guide him properly. On the advice of somebody, he chose for study subjects in which he didn't have any special interest. He had certainly made up his mind to study well, regularly, and with concentration. But he faltered in his studies. As time passed, he did not understand the lessons. Boredom set in. Slowly, he started losing his self-confidence. He was gripped by a vague fear. He asked himself why he was drifting away. Though he knew the teachers, he could not muster the courage to meet them and disclose his worries to them. Friends came to his rescue. "Don't you worry. You have to study hard a month or two before the examination. First class guaranteed." They cheered up his spirit. He took part in many extracurricular activities of the college, spent time watching dramas and films. He was distracted by the attractions of the urban society. The glamour of city life captured his heart. The glamour of city life captured his heart. He wandered in a world of fantasy. Whenever time permitted, he displayed his skill in playing cards in the company of friends. Days sped by. The examination approached. Now he woke up, drugging himself to ward off sleep and ignoring timely and proper food. He burned the midnight oil before examinations. To get inspired, he relied on the coils of cigarette smoke. As the examination approached, he grew more and more anxious. Books tended to become enormously heavy. He thought of missing the examinations that term and appearing later. Spoiling his health and mind, he scribbled something in the examination and returned home. His people thought his fatigued look was due to his hard work and nursed him with all care. When the results were out, his name had no place in the list of successful candidates. Then he blamed his fate. His stars were not favorable, he said. He laid the blame on the irresponsibility of his teachers. Sometimes he got so upset that he contemplated suicide. Gundanna did have a goal. His desire was good while joining the college, but he had not carefully thought of the path leading to his goal. He failed to choose proper company. He didn't apply brakes on his distracted mind. He failed to concentrate on his work. He didn't follow any systematic method of study. He had failed to realize that paying proper attention to the means is the great secret behind success in life. He had failed to realize that paying proper attention to the means is the great secret behind success in life. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.